So, this is the 24 volt system for Jose, and I'm just going to give everything a quick explainer video. There are two 100 amp hour batteries that are connected to the inverter. In order to turn the batteries on and off, you actually flip this switch right here to the off position. Give me some light back there, and as soon as I do that, you will see that the inverter actually stays on, and that's because we have AC power. So if we actually turn off the AC power with these switches here, you will see that the inverter turns off automatically. Now if I turn the inverter back on, you'll see that it automatically turns on with a little blue LED because that's the battery switch. With the batteries turned off, but the AC power plugged in, the inverter will continue to run. That's one of the reasons why you would have to flip off all those breakers there, because you just want to turn the inverter off. Otherwise, they're just there for safety and there's no reason to ever do that. So those just always stay right there. Same thing with the battery switch right there. There's really no reason to ever turn that off unless you're taking it into service and they tell you to shut everything down. One of the components I installed is this automatic transfer switch. This is where a lot of the magic happens. Whenever you go into an RV park and you plug in, or if you plug into the generator right here, the automatic transfer switch will give that priority. And as soon as you turn the generator off or you unplug from shore power, it'll automatically switch back to the inverter. So things like the television will always stay on as you drive from one RV park to the other RV park to boondocking, turning on the generator. TV always stays on. The only exception to that would be if you were to switch this little inverter right here on the bottom switch. There's a rocker, put it off, and you will see that the output disappears right there on the bottom. The only reason to do that would be if you're not going to be running the TV and other things, you just want it all to run on 12 volt, that would be fine. But generally speaking, you'll just leave it on all the time. You have enough battery power to just run it for several days, and you have solar, so there's really no reason to. But that's what it's for. So you just leave that switched on. Those are the only two switches that you actually have to make changes with. All of this, you can go through this menu there and make settings changes, but it's really not required. There are no settings to change. Leave everything the way it is. It's going to charge at the maximum rate, which is going to give you a full charge from empty to full in about 90 minutes. So that's a very fast rate. The only reason that might not be good is if you were trying to plug into a 30 amp site and then run both air conditioners, you might not be able to also charge the battery. Then again, you might not be able to also run both air conditioners on a 30 amp, so it kind of depends. So you can turn that off or restrict that setting. And if you need any assistance on how to do that, I'll let you know, but that should be pretty rare in that instance right there, in order how to do that. What else would I want to explain? Not really much of anything. There is a USB interface that you can buy, like a Wi-Fi adapter for your phone, or you can have a little computer if you want to see what it's doing, but in all honesty, most people don't actually use that, and I don't really think he's going to have much interest in it other than the first week when you want to play with it. So those are the breakers there. That's the solar breaker, and then those are the two AC breakers for input and output. The automatic transfer switch takes the power from this, or the cord that plugs into this, which is the generator, or into the shore, and then it combines it with that and gives you that output that I referred to yesterday, so you don't actually need to turn this inverter on and off ever. You just leave it on all the time and it'll automatically switch over to generator or shore power. The reason for that is that even though all the AC outlets are turned on the inside, if you're not on shore power or generator power and you turn on the air conditioner, you will overload this. And if you overload it, what you would want to do is flip the switch here on the bottom to the off position, and then flip this thing over here to the off position, and you'll actually shut the inverter down in that case. So just basically turn it on and turn it back off again. There's really not anything else I can think to explain, but there we go. That's the design.